Today we'll do a stack which will consist of a trillium, underneath a stingray, and we'll put some walls on it so we've got a whole house. First we'll put up the trillium. First thing to do is lay the trillium out so that its corners are pointing to the 3 trees. Attach the ratchets to the D-rings in the usual way. And then we've got to set our tree straps. I'm not going to put my trillium up too high, but if you want usable space underneath your trillium, then I would set it up at about shoulder height, and then stingray maybe 6 feet if you're feeling brave. I'm just stepping on it at the moment there to give myself something to ratchet against. And then the last strap, feed the strap through there, and then you can hoist the whole lot off the ground. So this angle's pretty good, straight down the strap and straight down the floor straps of the trillium, and then you should just go around and make sure that it's the same all the way around, and it's not bad on that one. Once you've tightened up, just make sure that your ratchet is in locked position so that both of these plates are securely behind teeth. And then if you've got loads of extra strap, you can leave yourself 2 or 3 fingers worth of a hole in there in the middle, and then roll it round. And then when you've got maybe a foot left, just pass the middle of that through there, and then you can fit the whole roll through the loop you've just made, and it will just sit together nicely like that. Then it's time to set up our stingray over the top. So if we were giving insulation to this stingray, we'd have put the ratchets through both of these D-rings, but because we're separating them into a layered configuration, we'll do 1 ratchet per corner per item. It's a good idea to just rest the ratchet buckle on the trillium, because otherwise it does tend to pull the whole thing off. I'm going to leave about 3 feet or a meter between the two, and I'm doing this setup without a ladder. So I think there is perfect. So we're going to try to get this one exactly over that one. So I've overshot it now, but with the tightening, it's probably overshot about 10 inches or 20 centimeters. And then when I pull it, hopefully it will come kind of into line with the trillium. So of course you can use the existing strap as a step if you want to get higher than what I'm doing. So let's do it about there. Just pull out as much of the slack as you can before ratcheting. You can grab it like that and it'll stop it sliding back through. But the ratchets will only take about 9 or 10 cranks before the spool that the strap goes round is full, and if that happens it will slip out. I'm overshooting here by about 10 inches. I'm going to release this one by about 5 inches or about 15 centimeters. Just let the strap bite itself and then lock it again, and then redistribute the slack between those two, which will bring it hopefully in line with the trillium we have underneath. And if you do find it difficult to ratchet above your head at this height, you can always stand up on the trillium that you've already set. We've put a strip of heavier meshing along the bottom of the doors so that when you're getting in and out, it doesn't completely abrade the fine mesh. So, and when you want to tuck the door away to keep it out of the way, it should just fit in underneath that strip, and then you can just toggle and loop that into place, and you'll see that the door pretty much disappears underneath a protective housing. Feed it into the sleeve. Leave about 2 sections out. Again. Just make sure all the bits are fit together properly. All right, and then you've got to have a look inside. You can set each pole one at a time into the yellow pole receiving pocket. Right, pole in each hand and push backwards and up, and then into the sockets on either side of the door. Undo this and do up the door with my Stingray so no flies and mosquitoes can get in. Let's do the fly sheet. So the logo is always up the front. It goes across the door, so you know that's going to be, whoops, you know that's going to be that side. So we can fit this side as normal. Hook on the elastic through the D-ring, and a toggle and the loop come together underneath. And a hook. Just going to put it on quite well because I'm going to be pulling against it to get the other side on. Toggle through the loop, hook through the D-ring, hooks onto there. Then we've got to just be very careful of the insect mesh when you doing moves like that. Stingray. So I'm going to put the walls on before pegging out the fly sheet corners, because I think we can double up on bungee and start to share bungee between the parts. What I'm going to look for is corners with small bungee loops with hooks on, and they're just going to attach straight to the D-rings and then follow the same seam down, so I get the top side on this here as well. And then I have it maybe a little bit tighter on this side, so maybe I'm going to go around the bungee a couple of times and just hook onto the strap. Underneath the fly sheet wing, you'll find a corresponding loop which will hold up the middle of the wall. Now when you're putting the walls in, you'll see that there's a toggle here also, so you can actually transfer the hook from just being on both to behind the toggle and let go of the side here, and this will come down and attach to your wall toggle, so it gives it a good overlap like that. When you're pegging out the walls, you can tie this to stones and logs if you wanted to, and then that would mean there's no fixed anchoring to the floor. One of the things we're worried about is that these walls actually have quite a big wind load. So if there was a big wind and you had a peg in, be careful of flying pegs as they come out of the ground. So I'm going to just put it about there, take it at about 45-degree angle, and then you should find that pulls it out quite nicely. I've got some extra bungees here that I'm just going to use to attach the Stingray fly sheet wings to the same pegs that are already existing. You'll find that there are bungeed C-clips on top of each side of the door, so if you roll your fly sheet up, that'll keep your door nice and open.